Jorge Garcia is the political counsellor of the Cuban Embassy here in London. Let's talk about the changes about the economy of Cuba and the system. Is it still a socialist state? Is the question of today's meeting. What's your answer?
Yes, we are still a socialist country, and we are working to deepen our socialism. So we are working on make more sustainable our economy in order to gain in productivity.
But this means to have small enterprises and maybe not only small, which are private.
Well, this means that enough state sector is growing, because we have to choose in order to put people in the street or to give an option to people. So we choose to give an option to people, and now there is 500,000 people working in the state sector of the economy.
Now, what change? What's possible now to do in private sector, which was not possible before?
Well, for example, you can run your own restaurant. You can run. There are 80 activities that you can develop by your own, at the same as the state could do. But the 8 activities that you can run by your own are new ones.
And about foreign investors, what's possible to do now?
Well, as usually, now we put upgrade our foreign investment law, and to give more opportunity and to speed up the way that that it runs.
Can foreigners own, for example, an hotel?
Yes, there are big companies that are owning of the hotel and in joint venture with Cuban company. Mm-hmm.
And about the private properties, can foreigners buy houses or land in Cuba?
Well, the foreigners that are allowed to buy houses are the ones that are engaged in the relationship with a Cuban entrepreneur. Not just because you want to buy a house, no. Mm-hmm.
So Cuba cannot become something like Dubai?
No. Cuba will remain being Cuba, and we are working on it. And now we are talking with American administration in order to establish a normal relationship, because we are neighbors. But it doesn't mean that we are abandon our principle. Mm-hmm.
Is China a model?
Well, I couldn't say that. No, not from our point of view. They have their own point of view, and we have ours. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are in London with Denise Baden, who is a professor in the University of Southampton. You made a research about Cuba, how the economy of Cuba is changing now, if it is space now for free enterprise, and how much is the space for free enterprise. Okay, what is really changing now in Cuba?
Well, things are changing very fast, as you know. It seems like Cubans I spoke to were split. Some were a little bit anxious about the pace of change and the insecurity that involved. Some were keen for change to happen faster, to be able to, say, set up a car business and be able to make money and pursue their entrepreneurial ideas. So it seems there was a bit of a mix. But people that I spoke to anyway seemed reluctant to lose the socialist nature of Cuba. They fought very hard for the revolution, and I didn't come across anybody who wanted Cuba to become like America.
How big are now the private enterprises? Is only small enterprises or also middle or big private enterprises?
Well, mostly it's the smaller enterprises that are going private, such as hairdressers, taxi drivers. The large enterprises still tend to be either state-owned or run as cooperatives, say worker-owned cooperatives, or in partnership with foreign companies, but still quite tightly controlled.
About private property, now Cubans can sell their homes, but can they sell also to foreigners or foreign investors or not?
Well, the last I heard, no. They weren't opening it up so anyone could just come in and buy up Cuban property and push the prices up so Cubans couldn't stay there. That is not what they want to happen. The only way I think you can buy a property as a non-Cuban would be to marry a Cuban. And then if there was a divorce, as the last I heard, which is 18 months old now, the property would revert to the Cuban party. So no, it's not a free-for-all in terms of buying up Cuban property.
And about land for agriculture?
Land for agriculture. Well, there's a lot of community gardens going on. A lot of people seem very keen to grow their own fruits and vegetables, but the socialist ethic remains. They make them available to the community. This seems to be driven more by a desire for local security, food security, and being able to help the community. There did not seem to be a very strong profit motive underlying that.
You have also written the script about a musical concerning Fidel Castro.
Yes, we have. Inspired by my research in Cuba, I've written a script about for a musical called Fidel, about Fidel Castro and the Cuban Revolution. And what we've done is, rather than just write all the songs ourselves, we made schools and colleges and young songwriters aware of this, and they've been sending in songs, and we've chosen the best songs to be in the musical. So we had a little X Factor style event back in January where we chose some of the winning songs, and the winning song was Hasta Victoria. And so now the Mayflower Theatre in Southampton are workshopping the musical, and we're putting on performances down in Southampton in July and then up again in London later on in the year. So if you want to be involved, we're doing one more round of entries. So we're encouraging songwriters to send songs in about the Fidel Castro and the Cuban Revolution by the 21st of July. So if you check out the webpage, fidelthemusical.org, or our Facebook page, you'll find out all about it.
What's the political message of this musical?
Okay, I've tried to avoid ideology and focus instead on the story of the values of social justice and equity and Cuban independence triumphing, and how they inspired the Cuban people to overthrow the evil dictator Batista, and then the challenges that Fidel and Che Guevara and the rest faced in trying to then run the revolution. So we cover the Bay of Pigs, we cover the missile crisis, so we take it all the way from the start in 1952 up until the present day.